गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स। आज का हमारा टॉपिक होगा गॉस थ्योरम। गॉस थ्योरम को स्टडी करने के लिए हमें कुछ टर्म्स को जानना बेहद ज़रूरी है। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाट इज एन एरिया वेक्टर। जब हम कोई सरफेस लेंगे तो उस पर एक एरिया स्मॉल एलिमेंट लेंगे जो सरफेस के नॉर्मल होना चाहिए। तो एरिया वेक्टर क्या है? एरिया वेक्टर इज बेसिकली the vector which is always to be taken normal to the surface of conductor. That means suppose you have a shape look like this. Suppose this is in this direction. So what is the direction of area vector? The answer is this is surface. The condition for taken an area vector is normal to the surface. अगर ये इस तरह होगी तो एरिया वेक्टर किस डायरेक्शन होगा? आंसर है इन दिस डायरेक्शन, अपवर्ड। अब इसको ऐसे तो बना नहीं सकते, तो क्या करेंगे? इसको ऐसे और इन दिस डायरेक्शन। लेट अस से दिस इज a small element, we taken ds. So this is normal vector n cap. So area vector is n cap ds. ये जब भी हम गॉस थ्योरम अप्लाई करेंगे तो उसमें सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट आपको एरिया वेक्टर चूज करना रहेगा, खासकर उसका एंगल। अगर ये गलत चूज होगा तो ये जो गॉस थ्योरम हम लोग स्टडी करने वाले हैं वो एप्लीकेबल नहीं रहेगी। ठीक, ओके। नाउ एक टर्म और थोड़ी सी स्टडी करनी है। दिस इज कॉल्ड इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स। इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स, it is this term is basically related to electric field, or we can say that it is the measurement of electric field. That means how much number of electric field lines pass through the surface of conductor normally. Suppose that हमारे पास ये एक सपोज इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड बना हुआ है। दिस वन इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड E, और हमने कोई सरफेस बनाई लाइक दैट, दिस वन मे बी। This. So what is the electric flux in this case? The answer is the number of electric field lines passing through this unit surface area normal to the conductor. So in simple way, how many lines pass through it? 1 2 3. The answer electric field is 3. So electric flux is the determination. It is determined by the electric field lines crossing per unit area normal to the surface of conductor. So we can write it as, and it is the property of vector field. It is the property of any vector field. Electric flux linked with any surface can be defined as the number of the total number of electric field lines passing through the surface of conductor normally. Or we can say that total number of electric field lines passing through a conductor gives the measurement of electric flux. But the condition is remains same. Suppose that there is a door, there is a field which crossing this door. So, or we can simply say that how many persons crossing this window or this door. So, the total number of persons crossing this window or door is the measurement of electric flux. In the same manner, the person is replaced by electric field lines. So, electric field lines, total electric field lines passing through the surface of conductor normally is called the measurement of electric flux. Now, what is its unit and how it used? Let us see. First of all, what is its SI unit? और से पहले थोड़ा मैथमेटिकल्स इसको लिख लेते हैं मैथमेटिकली. फ्लक्स phi E equal to line integral E dot ds, where phi is called electric flux, E electric field, ds unit area. So its SI unit is, what is the unit of SI unit of electric field? Answer is Newton per coulomb. Into what is surface area? Answer is meter square. So its SI unit is Newton per coulomb into meter square over volt meter. Okay. Now, what is dimension formula? What is the dimension formula for E? So E can be written as force per unit charge into distance. Suppose it is area. So what is F? M L T minus 2. Area is nothing but L square and charge is nothing but A into T. Now M L3 T minus 3 A inverse. कुछ नोट्स भी आपको डायरेक्टली याद होनी चाहिए. Suppose that theta vary from 0 degree to 90 degree, or theta varies at 90 degree angle, or theta is vary from 90 to 180 degree. Flux either be positive, negative or zero. So if the angle is greater than 0 but less than 90, then the flux should be positive. At theta equal to 90, flux is 0, and at this flux is negative. Why? Because of there is a dot product, and dot product is opened with cosine angle, means cos. So at 90 degree cos is 0, at 0 to 90 cos is positive, and at greater than 90 to 180 cos is negative. That's why flux is positive, negative or 0. It depends on the criteria of angle. Now our main topic is Gauss theorem. What is states Gauss theorem? Basically, Gauss theorem is used to simplify the calculations. How? See. First of all, we write this statement. According to it, the total flux passed through a closed surface is 1 upon epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by that surface. What it means? It means that the flux phi will be equal to net charge upon epsilon naught. For example, suppose we have an arbitrary body. There is charge 2q, here 4q, here minus q, here 3q, here 6q. So what is the flux of the body? So according to this theorem, what is q net of the body? Q net enclosed. So the outer will not consider when we calculate net charge. So q net is what? The answer is 2q plus 3q plus 4q minus q. it comes out 3472918. So flux will be equal to Q upon epsilon naught. There is no problem about that. This is known as Gauss law in electrostatics. This is Gauss theorem. Now we can prove it. Let us suppose we have a body look like this. Or simply we can say that it's look like this. There is a center O. Let us suppose we take a small element like this. This is a small area element. So let us suppose this is the direction of electric field E. Now this is small element, so area vector is in this direction, n ds. So according to the definition of electric flux, phi equal to line integral E dot ds. Now what is the angle between E or ds? The answer is theta will be equal to 0. So phi will be equal to line integral E ds cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. So phi equal to E ds. Phi will be equal to E integral of ds. Now what is E? Due to point charge, the answer is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q upon R square cross. What is ds for the spherical body? The answer is 4 pi R square. Let us say this is R. So what cancel out? 4 pi R square phi equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Now suppose that a body, or we can say that suppose a rectangular body having electric flux is 6 voltmeter, whose length and breadth are 10 centimeter and 12 centimeter respectively. If length and breadth will change, then how the electric flux changes? Here there is no parameter which depends upon shape of the body, so Gauss theorem does not depend on the shape or size of the body. It is independent of the body. You should remind that Gauss theorem does not depend on the shape or size of the body, but it depends only total charge enclosed of the body. This is very important again, and there are some applications which we are taking one by one. से पहले एक चीज और पता होनी चाहिए कि गॉस थ्योरम के एप्लीकेबल होने के लिए ये जरूरी है कि गॉस थ्योरम कूलम्ब्स लॉ यानी इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स को होल्ड करे. इफ गॉस थ्योरम वायलेट्स Coulomb's law, that means there is some problem in Gauss theorem. Now there are some main applications for it. For example, जैसे हम लोगों ने इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड कैलकुलेट किया था, एक हमारे पास फाइनाइट रोड थी, उसके लिए हमने इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड कैलकुलेट किया था, बट उसमें काफी कैलकुलेशन थी. नाउ व्हेन वी यूज गॉस थ्योरम, how the calculations are reduced or simplified to calculate electric field by this theory. There is application how much electric field produced by a plane sheet or how much electric field produced by a spherical body. So there are some applications which we are discussing in the next lecture. So now we are stopped here. Thank you.